This is the Sunshine Cathedral perspective. Chipotle sued after manager pulls off employee's hijab. Fast casual Mexican chain Chipotle is facing a lawsuit filed by a federal agency on behalf of a former employee who said she was subject to harassing conduct based on her religion by her supervisor because she wore a hijab. The religious harassment and retaliation lawsuit was filed by the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission on behalf of Areej Saifan, a Muslim woman who was employed at Chipotle in Lenexa, Kansas. Saifan said that she wore the hijab because of her religious beliefs, but the harassment continued over several weeks, pressuring her to remove her hijab. According to the lawsuit, the assistant manager who repeatedly harassed Saifan asked her to take off her hijab around 10 to 15 times over the course of approximately 1 month. On one occasion, the assistant manager reached out, grabbed her hijab, and yanked. As a result, part of Saifan's hijab came off, exposing her hair. Saifan told a shift supervisor about the assistant manager's repeated behavior, but the shift supervisor told the assistant manager once to stop the behavior and did not report the harassment to higher management. Because of the management's repeated failures to address the harassment, Saifan resigned, put in her 2-week notice. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission is requesting a jury trial in Kansas City, along with appropriate back pay with prejudgment interest for Saifan. This is super concerning on several levels. First of all, that a man would sort of roughly deal with a woman. That's sexist. That's misogynist. You know, why are you yanking on a woman's clothes anyway? But then also religion. You know, would he have ever grabbed somebody's Star of David? Would he have ever grabbed anybody's cross? If a Pentecostal woman had her hair really high, would he have told her to, you know, to do something with it? It shows a level of Islamophobia. We all know, if you live in this world, if you haven't been living in a cave somewhere, you know that a lot of Muslim women, they think it is indecent to expose their hair, sometimes, especially if they're single. And it's just indecent. It would be like you telling someone to wear their blouse unbuttoned more than they feel comfortable doing, or wearing their skirt higher than they feel comfortable doing. It is indecent for them. And so you're asking someone to do something that they think is inappropriate. You're insulting their religion. You are disrespecting their boundaries. So on all kinds of levels, this assistant manager should not be in charge of employees. This person should not be in any sort of leadership position because he doesn't know how to handle it. He doesn't know how to do that properly. And then also, we know that very recently, and this will be an ongoing thing, Hamas has attacked Israel. And then, of course, there's responses, and there's, you know, this is going to get uglier and uglier for a while. And so with things so heightened with Jews, Muslims, Christians, Americans, Israelis, Palestinians, this kind of behavior, that's just walking around tanks of gasoline with your cigarette lighter, you know, going. It's just we need to be super more sensitive and careful, right, in these days particularly. Yeah. So yeah, for about a dozen different reasons, all of this is no, just no.
Well, I hope for Chipotle, once this is all settled and anyone involved and anyone else, they would do some sensitivity training. It's this is, and not only the system manager should go, the manager should go as well, because two people failed her. Right. The system manager and the manager, they both failed her. So not only, you know, removing that, but also let's talk about respecting other people, respecting their religion. You don't have to agree with it or not, you know, or disagree with it. But if this is how she chooses to wear because of her religious belief, then respect that. And how dare you touch? You know, the whole touch thing is what got me in this. Like, you reached and yanked off someone's religious garment because, for whatever reason,
and he was employed the next day. It surprises me.
You know, all I'm going to say, had there been somebody else, there might have been some other beatdown going on. I'm just saying that she was as respectful as she was, but probably because she was shamed in that moment because her hair had been revealed. There was a little bit of shame in that, but I'm just saying another situation that could have went all wrong.
Afraid. This man is crazy.
Yeah, that could have gone a whole different direction. So yeah, but, I think I just see some sensitivity training that needs to be in these folks' future.
And I would bet you a whole dollar, maybe $1.20, $1.25, $1.25, that she showed up for her interview wearing that hijab.
I'm sure
So
she
why is this? You know what I mean? Like,
that was nothing
Didn't even
new.
think about
I
that.
bet,
Yeah.
I bet she didn't. She wasn't Catholic when she started the job, and then converted, and then like, oh, look what I am now. No, I bet she wore that the day she got the job. So why is it an issue now?
That guy touched her. That's That's battery.
Right.
And I'm not sure. Maybe the commissions didn't see it. Didn't feel that they had enough evidence to charge him with an actual crime. And the whole thing about sensitivity training, they did it at Starbucks when a couple of things went wrong there. Why don't these companies become proactive and start training their employees when they first walk through the door? That these are, I remember on my job, we had so many different HR films that we had to watch about appropriate behavior. And when I came into the workplace, I worked for New York City Transit, we would go into the locker rooms and the guys would have all kinds of crazy stuff up there. They were forced to take all of that down because it's not appropriate for the workplace. So here we are now in 2023 with someone performing a battery on an employee, and maybe the company's going to have to pay some money. Both of those people should not have a job, and it should be settled really quickly.
Right. And usually in food establishments or restaurants, fast food, anyway, people in the kitchen are supposed to wear a net anyway, or a hat, or something. So she is probably the most health compliant person because she's all wrapped up. And so, so this is, it's not like, oh, we don't wear hats around here. No, you have to, in fact, if you're serving food. Right. So this was completely about his prejudice against her faith. And and that's never okay. So whether you're Christian or Muslim or Jewish or Buddhist or Hindu or Sikh or atheist, whatever your faith journey is, you're entitled to it, and you're certainly entitled to explore it or practice it without harassment.
We are excited to tell you about our next adventure with our Global Fellowship. In 2024, we will be going to where the hills are alive as we explore Austria and Alpine Europe for Gay Oktoberfest. Space is extremely limited, so make sure to go to happeningout.travel/sunshine to reserve your space now.
Would you like to join the Queer God Squad on a special winter cruise in 2024? Well, now you can. You will visit Cozumel, Mexico, Grand Cayman, and Ocho Rios. And you can even add an open bar and Wi-Fi. Join us by going to happeningout.travel/sunshine.